Right, right. So it's being amended. The proposal is to amend it from a criminal charge to an infraction. Is that your understanding?
Correct.
Right. There's an agreed fine of 400. And Mr. Quitner sent me a proposed order that I'm signing, and I'll get to the court.
So Mr. Jarmish, once I'm able to get that order, I will sign it, and then you can make payment arrangements on the fine with the court clerk. Okay? So charge has been amended to no valid operator's license with identification. The agreed fine is $400, and Mr. Jarmish will contact the clerk to make payment arrangements.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, Mr. Jarmish, I think that concludes your case unless there's anything from you. That's it.
I think it covers it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, do we have any of the other matters on my docket? Peterson, Patty Famanchin, and Edward Taylor?
No, just that one Ronica that I don't know who that is. I can try and bring that one in again and see if we can get audio.
Okay, yeah, let's see if we can get audio on that.
Hello?
We brought someone into the virtual courtroom with a name of Ronica.
What is your name? Well, I definitely don't think that's any of yours. All of yours are going to be male.
Okay.
So put them back.
Mr. Penoyer, any information on the Robert Peterson matter?
Yeah, my understanding is he has a bunch of cases in Raymond too. And this is just one of those ones I'm wrapping up. We were under the impression that he was in treatment. I am now told that he is out of treatment. And so, okay, Mr. Quitner is now appearing, so maybe we can.
Yeah.
John?
Hello.
We're talking about Peterson. I was just stating that our understanding is that he's not in treatment. And that I was just telling the judge I'd sent over an offer to you. I've got I think something like 14 cases of his now pending and between the two cities. I sent a global resolution to Ms. McAllister over there too. I don't know, John, have you had any contact with him?
No, unless he's in jail, I never have any way of talking to him. I mean, outside of personal appearances in court.
And Madam Clerk, was he notified of the hearing?
Yes, he was.
Okay. All right. Well, we are short on time here. He is not here that we're aware of. So I guess I don't really have a lot of choices here other than ask for a warrant.
Okay. There having been no contact between the defendant and his attorney, and this matter's been continued a few times. Based on the charges at hand, the amount of charges in this court as well as other courts, I find that Mr. Peterson's risk to public health and safety and the court will issue warrants in each matter in the amount of $500.
Thank you, Judge.
And next on the docket, we have Pavi Kwamachanan. Comes on to quash a warrant.
I don't have him yet.
Okay. And we also have a jury confirmation for an Edward Taylor, City versus.
He's not on yet either.
Okay.
That's one Killian has taken over for me.
I don't have Killian here either.
Again,
I could have sworn we all
There.
got an email from you saying we didn't have a lot of time to waste. Lisa.
Yep.
although to be fair, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Palmachon aren't around, it doesn't really make much difference.
Although Mr. Quintner, most of us logged on not 3 minutes past like yourself.
Well, I apologize for my antics as always.
It's not good enough, Mr. Whitner.
I prostrate myself before the court.
There you go. That's what we're looking for. So I don't know what you want to do, Madam Clerk. I know we are on a tight time budget here. The jail's not ready yet either, right?
They're not on yet, no.
Okay, and obviously Chris is running the court right now, not me.
Well, we can, we can wait out the remaining 10 minutes until 12:45 to see if anyone appears.
Fine with me.
Hey, but you're getting a black screen.
Not sure what happened there. Everything seemed like it froze up.
So I did double check, and both of the gentlemen that have not appeared yet, their notices did say 12:30, so.
Okay. Well, regarding number 5 on the docket, there's not much to do on that. If he's not appeared, that warrant will remain in place. And then almost 12:45, the court calls for Edward Taylor. The court sent notice. Mr. Taylor was also advised at his last hearing that of today's jury confirmation date. We have jury trial currently set for December 4th. In light of the defendant's non-appearance, the jury trial currently set December 4th is hereby stricken. And it sounds like Mr. Duncanson is now the prosecutor on this, so we will simply reset this matter for a pretrial conference. And what dates in November do we have?
We have the 18th is the next date, and the only other date in November.
Okay, do I have something else set on that date?
Yes.
Okay. If we can do that again at 12:30, I start Ocean Shores Municipal Court at 1:30, so I have a little time to work with.
Okay.
All right, well, I think that concludes all the cases I'm appearing as pro tem today.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you, Mr. Bates.
without further ado, it's 12:45. We're on schedule and I'm going to log out.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I've got a couple. I'm not sure who they are, so I'm going to bring them in and find out.
Will, wasn't Chris here in Jarmuth?
Oh, yeah, I took care of that while you weren't on.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Whitner, you got to get on the ball, man. Yeah, because it was just reduction to a non-moving, you already sent, or an infraction, and you've already sent me the paperwork. I felt that that was acceptable in that situation. I really don't care.
I'm glad that was on it for me.
Okay.
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 Hello, what is your name?
That's Mr. Pine.
Cameron Pine.
We're not yet, right?
I'm going to put you back in the waiting room, and we'll call you in just a little bit, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to go over this email that my attorney had sent me.
You're
right now,
good.
So
You're good. Just hang out for a little bit longer, and we'll bring you back in for your hearing.
thank you very much.
Thank you. And there's one more.
Who's in the jail again? Can you remind me?
Matthew Peck and Daniel Northrup.
Okay.
Oh, there's Mr. Duncanson. do not have the jail on. Hello, what is your name? Can you hear me? Does anybody recognize this gal? Hello?
Is that Ms. Martinez?
No, I think the last I think that one's under Ronica, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So I did send the orders over to the jail. I emailed them. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe there's a problem over there that they're dealing with. Do we want to hear some other cases then in the meantime?
I think mine might be able to be heard, but I'll leave that up to the judge.
That's fine. What's going on, Mr. Arnold?
Your Honor, I'm the prosecutor on the Northrop case, if you might recall that. Mr. Duncanson had a conflict regarding that matter.
Yep.
So, what's going on, Mr. Hatch represents her in Superior Court as well as this matter.
I can bring Mr. Hatch in right now if you'd like.
Oh, is he here? Okay.
Yes.
You just want those two things, right? The motion and the declaration and affidavit.
Okay. You can continue, Mr. Arnold.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Mr. Hatch?
I can. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So I was just informing the judge, Ms. Northrop, you represent her in Superior Court as well as this matter. And Your Honor, there is what I would consider a global resolution. And due to that, I am moving to dismiss this matter. If the court needs paperwork, I will supply it. I just wasn't sure how this process works, especially via Zoom.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
usually the one of the parties will just send over an order, an agreed order, and I'd be happy to sign off on that. I trust you guys have worked it out. So
Yeah, just a brief recitation. This would have been a hard case to prove. for the city nonetheless. The allegation was disorderly conduct, fighting, and there are no witnesses that I can tell from reading the police report. So notwithstanding the global resolution, it would have been a difficult case to move forward on. But as I said, there was a felony matter that Mr. Hatch also represented Ms. Northrup on, and this is part of the global resolution with those matters.
Okay. Well, I remember reading the police reports on that. I think the neighbors heard some noise or something like that. So I am fine with that. I will sign order when presented.
Okay, just want to clarify, Mr. Arnold, the order that you send over, you have my permission to put my name on it, signature, and so you don't have to, worry about that. Also, that's going to be dismissed with prejudice. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, Judge, and good afternoon, Madam Clerk.
And thank you. And Mr. Hatch, usually if things are part of a global resolution, I kind of assume they're going to be without prejudice. Otherwise, that kind of makes, or with prejudice. Otherwise, that makes things a little odd.
I'm just checking.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that makes
I
sense.
can confirm that Ms. Northrup, she's not participating in the hearing today. She's no longer in the Pacific County Jail. She's serving time on a felony over in Purdy at the Women's Correction Center prison.
I'm not as worried about their presence if it's a dismissal, so that's okay.
So, but she was aware that hopefully that this is what was going to happen. So,
So
okay, thank you.
people would accept that result, Mr. Hatch, and be happy with it. So
Yeah, I'm not objecting.
thank you.
Okay.
And I guess we're done with that. Thank you, Mr. Arnold and Mr. Hatch, for participating.
Yeah, thank
Right.
you, Your Honor. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Okay. So do we want to start with mitigation?
Whatever is easiest for you.
Mr. Roundsville has been waiting. He was the first one on today.
Okay. And you can be number one. Okay, are we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, Judge Will Penoyer on the record for a mitigation hearing, David Roundsville. Mr. Roundsville, can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, Mr. Roundsville, this is on for a mitigation hearing. What that means, to clarify, is that you admit that you committed the infraction, but would like the court to take information into consideration and potentially reducing the fine. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then why don't you tell me what you want to tell me?
So I just bought that car about like a month and a half ago, and it's been sitting at my girlfriend's dad's house for about like 2-3 weeks. And one night I needed to go to the store. Well, her dad needed to go to the store, so I was like, hey, let me drive the car. And I didn't realize at the time, I forgot about the insurance. And I didn't realize at the time my taillight was out either. So I got pulled over, got the ticket, but I have insurance now and I fixed the taillight.
Didn't look to me like you were charged for not having a tail light.
No, he said he'll let me go on that, but he just cited me for the insurance.
Okay, well, that's nice. You kind of got a little bit of a break already there.
Yeah.
It appears. So the no insurance penalties are pretty high, as you know. It's $553.
Yeah.
Do you have proof that you have the insurance now?
Yes, I actually have 2 receipts right here that I paid for last month. I don't know if you can see that.
There's $100.
It's for on my ID.
Get there. All right.
And then this is the insurance paper that I have to carry around for.
Okay.
So
Okay, fabulous. Okay, well, good work on that. I'll reduce the fine to 150.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem. Good looking out, getting that stuff done quickly. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Miss, do we need anything else from him, Lisa?
Nope, is the PO Box 1073 still good mailing
Yeah.
address? Okay, I'll mail you a notice. That'll give you your instructions on how to make arrangements.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Okay. We have the 2 agreed orders, the contesteds.
Right, I got those and I signed them.
Okay,
I can just put on the record. There were 2 contested hearings today. One was Sagar Yadav, and one was Abdel Youssef. In each one of those with the same attorney, Mr. Weber, and it appears that he and Mr. Duncanson reached agreements on that, presented orders to the court, which I have reviewed and signed, and they've been disposed of.
okay. We have arraignments on. Miss Rios is actually waiting, so I'll pull her in for her arraignment.
Okay, let me grab that. Give me a second to get that file here. Hey,
Hello.
good afternoon, Ms. Rios.
Yes.
Hello, this is Will Penoyer. I'm judge for the city of South Bend. And you are on today for arraignment. You've been charged with violation of a no contact order. I'm assuming you're aware of that. The person that you were not supposed to have contact with is Jorge Alberto Alvarez.
Yes.
So today's arraignment, what that means is that I'm just going to read you your rights and then give you a chance to ask if you want to have an attorney appointed or hire one, and then you can plead, typically people plead not guilty, and then we go ahead and set court dates going forward, okay?
Okay.
So I just need you to listen to me go through my script and pay attention, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so Benita Rios is your true and correct name?
Yes.
Okay. And you are charged under clause number 6-6650, violation of no contact order, RCW 2650-110. That is a gross misdemeanor, meaning that the maximum penalty is a $5,000 fine and 364 days in jail. That is not what you're probably going to get. That's just the maximum you could get. You have the following rights: the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about the offenses today or in the future. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have one appointed for you at no cost to yourself. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury with the presumption of innocence. The prosecuting attorney has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to present evidence, and you have the right to see, hear, and question witnesses called against you. You can call witnesses to testify for you at no expense to yourself. You have the right to testify, or you can remain silent. You have a right to trial within 90 days since you are not in jail. If you're found guilty, you lose those rights. You lose a number of the rights, including obviously the right to appeal. But if you go to trial and lose, and you do have the right to appeal. As I said earlier, you're charged with violation of no contact order. I've reviewed the police report and I found that there is probable cause to charge you. What that means is not that you have been found guilty, but simply that there's enough in the police report to support the charge against you. So do you understand what you're charged with and the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Okay. And at this point, what are you thinking you want to do about an attorney?
I want a public defender. I don't think I can afford one right now. So I'm a single.
Let's determine whether or not you are eligible. What is your monthly income?
Well, I only work like, I say like 30 hours a week.
Okay.
Or sometimes it's 40, but right now I just started part-time.
Where do you work?
at the end.
Oh, okay. I recognize you from the end. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
And what do you take home per month, you figure?
right now I just got my first check because I was off because I had a knee injury.
Mhm.
So I just got back. So my first check, it was a $500 check.
I mean, what do you typically take home in a month?
In a month, maybe the most 1,000 for
Okay.
starting because I'm only doing part-time right now.
So at part-time it'd be around 1,000.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't need any to inquire further. You do qualify. So I'm going to appoint Jonathan Quittner, the public defender, to represent you.
Okay.
And let's see. I have to set pretrial release conditions. I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but I'm going to have to, as part of the pretrial release conditions, you're to have no contact with Mr. Alvarez.
Yeah.
I assume you already knew that, but I'm going to put in a new order in this case too, because that is the custom. And
Yeah.
sure everybody's safe. Obviously, if Mr. Alvarez doesn't want there to be a protection order any longer, that is something that he needs to take up with the court, which I think he has that up in Superior Court or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're not to have any contact with him until you know that there are no orders, okay?
Yeah.
So what's our next court date, Madam Clerk?
November 18th.
Okay, so I'm going to set this for November 18th at 12:45. Ms. Rios, you'll be getting the contact information for your attorney, and you'll just need to contact him and talk to him about the case.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions?
So how would I get all the information? I would get the mail, or how do I get
Yes, if you've got a pen and paper, I'll tell you his number right now.
it?
I can send it with her notice too.
Yeah, we can just mail it to you.
Okay.
What is your mailing address still? Is it Water Street or is it P.O. Box?
A PO box.
Okay, what is it?
1394.
Okay. All right, so Madam Clerk, if you could send that to the P.O. Box. Although I'll before you mail that out, why don't I come down and make sure that protection order is written up too, the pretrial, so that we're getting everything out at once.
Okay.
Okay, that is all I have on this, Ms. Rios. You'll get the information for your attorney, Mr. Quittner, and Mr. Quittner, you've just been appointed to Ms. Rios, okay?
Got it, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You're done now, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay,
Okay. Blaze Liger was on for pretrial.
Blaze Fliger. Okay. I just got something from Mr. Duncanson on this case. This is on for pretrial. It's cause number. It looks like there's 2 cases. Is that right?
There should be
Yeah.
a DWS 3 and some infractions.
Okay. Yeah. It looks like I've got an XZ0590736. It looks like you guys are dismissing on that. That's an infraction. And then looking at these orders, it looks like Mr. Flagger is going to plead guilty to DWS 3.
I want to double check that I sent the right order. The infraction one should be dismissing only the failure to yield.
Oh, it
That's
says
the one I got.
it says failure to stop at stop sign is dismissed with prejudice.
Okay, perfect. Because he's on for failure to stop and then a tabs as well.
And on the tabs, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think, Your Honor, we should probably wait until we're sure Mr. Flieger can participate, because I don't think he can hear us right now.
Oh, that's fine. I just was getting started here.
His audio is still connecting.
Okay. But I guess, can you guys, since we are waiting, I mean, can you confirm, is that what the plan is? Is that he's going to plead to DWLS 3?
Yeah, we worked out that resolution. He knows about it. I sent him the forms, and he should have them with him. I've told him that he may have to just bring them down to the courthouse if that is what we all think is the easiest thing to do. But
Okay.
when he joins us, I'm sure he will confirm that he agrees to this resolution.
What about the infraction of the tabs?
We'll have to talk to him about it.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was part of your global deal or whatever. All right, he's there now, but
There it is.
Mr. Flagger?
Yes, sir.
Fabulous. This is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for City of South Bend Municipal Court. You are on here for pretrial today. I just got some paperwork from your attorney. It looks like you guys have basically got an agreement on this case.
Yes, sir.
Where my understanding is you are pleading guilty to driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree. The failure to yield, stop at stop sign, ticket is being dismissed. And then I guess we have another ticket that the attorneys have not resolved, tabs ticket.
Yeah, the vehicle I was in had bad tabs and I didn't know it. And it wasn't, I was just driving at the time, so I'm guessing I don't know the law on that one, if it's my fault or.
Okay, so this is just something either the attorney had discussed when you were making your resolution, guys?
Not exactly.
Not
Maybe,
exactly, okay.
I'd be okay with letting Mr. Fleegler try and mitigate it, if that is what he'd like to do.
Mitigate it?
Yeah. Leave it up
Okay.
to the court's discretion to reduce any fines.
Okay, well, why don't we just tackle that real quick before we get into the plea then? Mr. Flagger, what Mr. Duncanson is proposing is that you can basically ask to have the fine reduced on the expired tabs. Does that sound okay to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess I'll just ask you, have you gotten the tabs straightened out?
No, the car, when it was pulled over, was illegally parked at the moment on the side of the road. So they towed it, and it wasn't in my name, so I wasn't able to get it back out. And the tow yard has it, and that was about it. It's gone as far as I know.
Okay. So that's that. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll just find that it's committed, and I'll just put in $100 fine on that. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'm going to dismiss the failure to stop at stop sign as agreed by the attorneys. And then I just need to go through the paperwork with you on the plea of guilty, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your true name is Blaze Flagger, your age is 31, and you are pleading to driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree.
Yes, sir.
All right. And Mr. Flagger, you know you have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have been committed, the right to remain silent before and during trial, and the right to refuse to testify against yourself, the right at trial to hear and question witnesses who testify against you, the right at trial to testify and have witnesses testify for you. These witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to you. You're presumed innocent unless the charge is proven beyond a reasonable doubt or you enter a plea of guilty. And you also will be waiving the right to appeal a finding of guilt. So you're giving up those rights. In considering the consequences of your plea, you understand that you have a limited right to appeal. If the crime you're charged with carries a maximum sentence of 90 days in jail, $1,000 fine. The prosecuting attorney is recommending, I think this is probably a joint recommendation, 90 days in jail, all suspended, and a $1,000 fine with 700 suspended, meaning you'd be paying $300. And would this be 12 months done to the judgment and sentence, guys? 12 months under the probation?
Yes.
Unsupervised probation, Mr. Flagger. So basically, you've got 12 months to stay out of trouble, don't commit any other crimes, and provided that's the case, you won't have any jail time, and you'll have that time frame to pay the $300. Okay.
Okay.
So just to make sure you understand what you're doing here, it says here in your own words, on or about the 2nd day of September 2020, I drove in the vehicle in the city of South Bend while your license to drive was suspended in the 3rd degree. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've been over all this with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Who is that?
Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Somebody knocking at my door. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you have something you wanted to say to the court?
No, my apologies.
All right. Mr. Flagger, I'll find that your plea is knowing, willing, and knowledge that you know what you're doing, basically, that you understand the consequences, that you've been over this with your attorney. And I think it's a fair and legitimate resolution of the case. So I'm going to accept that resolution and put that into the judgment and sentence. So your sentence is suspended for 12 months. You've got a $300 fine. All your jail time is suspended. You are not to drive while your license is suspended. Probation for 12 months, as I already said. No criminal violations of law or alcohol-related infractions. And that is basically the long and short of it. You just need to make payments arrangements with the clerk, and we're good to go unless Mr. Duncanson or Mr. Quittner has something else to say.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Fliger, do you have any questions?
To do community service, would I go to the courthouse in South Bend to turn in the community service?
You would do that through the city of South Bend, through the city hall, just like where this case has been held. So that's, I didn't realize you wanted to do that. What I'm gonna put in here is may do community service. Okay,
Okay.
and what are we doing for the hourly rate on that now, Madam Clerk?
$10 an hour.
10? Okay, did you hear that, Mr. Fliger?
Yes, sir.
What you need to do is, I understand it, what you usually do is you find a place that you want to do the community service, and then you bring in, a note from them to the city. And then somebody there basically has to sign off on it. Is that how you guys do it, Lisa? I guess.
Yes, we need dates and hours worked. We need somebody's name and phone number that we can contact to verify.
I have, is this what you're talking about, ma'am? Here we go. Something like this. It has,
Yes.
okay.
Just
So
so
I just
long
put
as the supervisor's name and phone number is there so we can verify the hours.
Okay, and I just bring that into City Hall?
You
And
can
Okay,
drop
thank you
it in
very
the
much.
drop. You can drop it in the drop box out front. The door's still locked.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Yep.
It's got to be at a legitimate nonprofit, Mr. Fliger, that's all.
Okay,
Church, community organization, something like that. If you don't, do you have any other questions?
no, sir.
All right, in that case, I think we are done on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Miss Odom, I'm gonna pull in next. Hello?
Oh, that's me. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Miss Odom? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Odom.
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. My name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend. And you are on today for
I'm sorry.
What?
I couldn't hear that. What did you say? I couldn't hear you in the distance. Okay. All right. Maybe say that again, please.
Sure. My name is Will Penoyer. I am the judge for the city of South Bend. Your case is on today, a pre-trial.
Okay.
Mr. Quittner and Mr. Duncanson, do you have an update for me?
Yeah, this case had pretty well stalled out because Mr. Duncanson had not spoken to the alleged victim here. We're intending to go to trial unless the city dismisses.
Yeah, I still haven't had any luck getting a hold of the victim, but I guess you can maybe set a trial readiness for a few weeks out, see what I can find, and maybe I can talk to Mr. Quittner a bit more.
Okay. When was arraignment?
It was 8/26.
August 13th.
I think she FTA'd last time.
That is true.
I believe Speedy restarts today.
Yeah, it was FT8 on 10/21.
Okay, in that case, what we're gonna do is set it the next date for pre-trial status, and then if we need to set a date, then we will do it. Unless, Madam Clerk, unless you prefer to set the date now, that's.
No, that's fine.
Okay, in that case, November 20, what did you say the date was? I'm sorry.
18th.
So we're gonna set this over to November 18th to see where things are at, Ms. Odom. And you just talk to your attorney, okay? Okay.
Okay, sure, thank you.
No problem.
All right.
We'll talk to you on the 18th, okay? Okay. Goodbye, thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay, you hear Mr. Pine next?
Yes.
Cameron, you're muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Pine, thank you for your patience. Judge Will Penoyer for the city of South Bend. You're on for pretrial today for a dog at large charge. Sorry for the rhyme, that wasn't intentional. C20-6645. Mr. Whitner, Mr. Duncanson?
We have a resolution agreed here, Your Honor. We had, Mr. Pine had agreed to take advantage of the city's offer of a 12-month stipulated order of continuance. A cost of $150 would be imposed. I've advised him of the terms of the SOC, which are that he stay out of trouble, no criminal charges in the next 12 months and pay the fine. And that if he can do that, then the charge would be dismissed at the end of the 12 months. If for some reason he doesn't comply with the terms, his admission that he has committed the offense can be used by the court to find him guilty at that time with no further input from us. I've advised him of all the rights that he waived by entering into that agreement. We're ready to proceed.
Okay, I have not received paperwork on this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't have a
Did I
document.
not send that to you, Killian?
I looked through my email and I don't see one either.
Okay, my mistake. Well, Mr. Pine has a copy of it. We've agreed to resolve it that way.
Look, I'll tell you what. Yeah, Mr. Whitner, well, I'll just go through it with him. I think we can pretty much make a record that he understands what he's getting into, and then I'll just review it when presented to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Pine, so did you understand what your attorney just said?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I have a copy of it on the email and I just read it over. So
Okay. Can you tell me in your own words what you think is about to happen?
we're gonna enter a plea of I guess it'd be guilty. And then I have on basically like a probationary period for 1 year. And the fine's $150. If I get in trouble within that year, they can come back to this, and I'm basically pled guilty for that.
Right. In other words, so
That's
just
how I understand.
great. I appreciate that. You're pretty close, but I want to make sure we're clear. You're not really pleading guilty at this point. You're admitting that the facts in the police report are admissible to the court, and that you're admitting.
Okay.
So basically, if you were to violate the terms of the 12 months, meaning if you didn't pay the $150 or you got a new charge, criminal charge, basically all I have to do is pick up the file, look at the police reports, and if I think there's enough there to convict you, I convict you. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yes,
you're
it does.
not guilty today. You're just setting it up so that if you mess up, most likely you'll be found guilty. Okay?
Yes.
But
Okay.
but if at the end of the 12 months you paid the fine and you don't have any criminal violations, then the case will be dismissed. And you'll have
Okay. Yes.
nothing on your record. Okay? So do you
I'm
understand?
sorry, that last little part cut out.
Oh, I was just saying that I want to make sure it's clear to you that if you comply with this, if you don't have any violations of law for 12 months, and if you pay the $150 within the 12 months, at the end of this, the case will be dismissed. There'll be no charge at that point.
Okay. Yes.
Okay?
I understand.
Okay. So you haven't really pled guilty yet. You're just setting it up so that the city can violate you relatively easily if you don't comply with the terms.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
That's called a stipulated order of continuance, meaning that you've stipulated to the police reports or continuing the case. Okay?
Okay.
Obviously, by doing this, you waive all the standard rights that we have, the right to remain silent, the right to trial, et cetera, et cetera. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Okay. Mr. Quittner just sent me the form, so I'm gonna look at it real quick and make sure there isn't anything I need to go over with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna go through the form as it actually says, okay? You've been advised
All
of
right.
you've been advised of your right to remain silent. You have the right to speedy trial, right to trial, and you were admitting, and it says admits and pleads guilty, Mr. Quittner. I'm not sure if that's
Just
quite
protecting that, would you please strike pleads guilty?
okay. Defendant admits to the crime of dogs at large. Defendant is now given the option of admitting this offense, entering an agreement with the prosecuting attorney. So this is really, Mr. Pine, it's an agreement with the city prosecutor, not with me. I'm just making sure you understand the agreement you're making, okay?
Okay.
On the 23rd of May, 2020, your dog was at large, meaning it was running wild in the city without a leash, okay? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Continued for 12 months. You're waiving the right to have a trial within 90 days, obviously, and the right to a trial by jury. No violations of law, $150 costs. This admission stipulation is admitted in any criminal proceeding, in this case, in the event that you violate. Police reports will be admitted and stipulated without objection in any criminal proceeding. Court can set a date for review and the exercise of its discretion. And if you fail or neglect to undertake or carry out any of the things or terms in here, once the court finds out, we can have a revocation hearing to revoke the SOC, and I would accept your admission and find you guilty of that.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Okay, I understand.
do you have any questions for me?
No. As far as the fine goes, how do I set up? Can I set up a payment plan for that, or how do I?
Send you a notice in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, other than that, this is a pretty standard resolution for Mr. Pine. I think it's reasonable in your case. Just, keep your dog, keep a good eye on that dog, and hopefully we won't have any further problems.
No, I'm trying really hard. I've changed a couple of things, and I haven't had her get loose lately, so I'm hoping I got it all fixed.
It's a common problem in South Bend, I grew up here in this, dogs get pretty rambunctious sometimes. I get it. But I appreciate that, and hopefully we won't have to see you back in here again, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Mr. Quittner,
Yeah.
the document you sent me has me as the prosecutor.
You know what, let me make a couple of edits and I'll send it right back to you. I'm sorry about that.
It doesn't have your signature or Killian's either, so why don't you guys sign off on it and then get it to me, and then once I have your signatures, I'll sign, okay?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Everybody's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys have anything you want to call, or do we just go ahead with whatever clerk wants to do?
Everything else, I don't know who they are, so we'll try and bring them in and see if we can.
I think I've spoken to them all and I'm expecting them all.
It says it's joining.
Mr. Duncanson?
Yes.
Unrelated matter, but I emailed you about it. Do you, I'll just say the check that I'm sending, do I write it out to your trust account or to your client?
Write it out to my trust account.
That's what I figured, but I wanted to ask you, would it just be the Ingrams, Alaska and Goodwin? Trust account?
Yep. I'll after we're done here, I'll double check with our bookkeeper, make sure we don't have some weird name for it.
Yeah, I know how that is. I know how that goes, man. So yeah, confirm that with me. I want to get that wrapped up for you.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. It's saying joining, but it's not. So
Okay.
we'll go to the next one. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yes,
What's your name?
Carrie Ann Williams.
Okay. Carrie Ann is on for arraignment today.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Williams.
Hello.
I know you know who I am already, but nonetheless, I will state for the record, I am Will Penoyer, judge for the city of South Bend. And I've got you here today on your arraignment for, I believe it's driving while license suspended third degree. I'm just gonna pull the file here. I have it like that. It's Carrie Ann Williams, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And Ms. Williams, you were charged with DWLS 3 on October 19th, 2020. That is a standard misdemeanor, meaning the maximum penalty in it is 90 days in jail or a $1,000 fine. That's the maximum, that's not what you're likely to get. I just simply got to advise you of what the worst case scenario would be. So for today, we're here for a first appearance. And just looking here for my little script on that. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, Ms. Williams, what I'm going to do is just go through, read you your rights, and then ask you what you want to do about an attorney. If you want to have a public defender appointed, we'll get one appointed for you, and then we will set subsequent court dates. Okay?
okay,
Great. Okay, so you have the following rights: the right to remain silent. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer. If you can't afford one, you're entitled to have one appointed for you. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury, and the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty at a jury trial. You have the right to be present when evidence is being presented to the jury, so you can see, hear, and question the witnesses called against you. You can call witnesses to testify for you at no expense to you. You may testify if you so choose, but you also can elect to remain silent. Because you're not in jail, you have the right to have your case heard within 90 days. If you're found guilty at trial, you have the right to appeal that finding. If you plead guilty, you waive that right. As we've already been over the maximum and on this, I've reviewed the police report for probable cause, and I have found that there's probable cause to go forward. That does not mean that I'm finding you guilty. It simply means that there's enough information in the police report for the case to move forward. Do you understand the maximum penalty, what you're charged with, and those rights that I've just read to you?
yes.
Great. Would you like to, do you plan to hire an attorney, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
To apply for one.
Fabulous. Ma'am, what is your monthly income?
1,700.
Okay, and you support one child besides yourself, correct?
Yes,
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, and I'm going to appoint John Whitner as your attorney. I'm going to set this case on for a pre-trial on November, I've been over this 7 times now. Is it the 19th? Is that right?
18.
18th, I'm sorry. So the next court date will be November 18th at 12:45. You'll appear in the same manner that you are today, unless you make alternate arrangements. And we're going to send you in the mail your attorney's contact information so that you can speak with him and figure out what you're going to do.
okay,
I'll make sure that, well, I guess we should make sure we've got the right address for you. And placing things. Can you just tell the court what your address is? Let's make sure it's the right one.
it's, the mailing address is P.O. Box 1174 in South Bend.
Okay, and that's what you have, Lisa?
Correct.
Okay, well, that's really all I've got, Ms. Williams. Do you have any questions for the court?
No,
Okay, so Jonathan Whitner is your attorney. If you have a pen, I can give you his number right now, but you'll get the information in the mail too. It's up to you.
I do.
You do want it?
Yeah,
Okay, it's 360-642-3139.
3139.
Yeah,
3139.
got it.
Thank you.
No problem. Obviously, don't call him right this minute because he's in court. And
Thank you.
okay, I'm sure we'll be able to work something out on this. Thank you, Ms. Williams, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
Ma'am, can you hear us? Well, by process of elimination, we should be able to figure out who this is, right?
Gotta be Miss Martinez.
Okay. What about Melissa Walter?
Um,
That was another one I saw on here.
she normally comes on with a phone number, and this doesn't match that phone number, so.
Ms. Martinez, what status is that case? That's a pretrial.
Pretrial.
Okay. But she can't hear us. Can you send her a message on the thing?
I am gonna do that.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
We'll just sit tight for a second.
I think she just mouthed she does not know how.
Did you have her call in or something?
So I'm gonna ask her to do.
Is this the last one we've got waiting?
No, there's one more, and I don't recognize the last four, so I'm hoping it's their other arraignment. We just lost that one, so. Hello, can you hear us? Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear us okay, ma'am?
Pardon me?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. I don't know how to fix my audio, so I couldn't do the video.
I'm happy if you can hear me now. That's good.
Yes, I can, sir.
Pamela Martinez, cause number C206745, City of South Bend Municipal Court. I am the judge, Will Penoyer, and we are here for a pretrial on a driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree. Mr. Duncan or Mr. Quickman?
Pardon me?
I'm asking the
That last
attorneys
part?
if they can.
Sorry, well, I couldn't hear you either.
You can't hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
we can hear you, but you know what? When you turn away from your computer, then it's hard to hear you.
Okay, well, my apologies.
No problem.
Let me
So,
put you on speaker. Maybe that'll help.
Okay,
Yeah.
can we, Miss Martinez, just be quiet for a second? Mr. Whitner is going to explain something.
Okay.
I've spoken to Ms. Martinez about her charge, and I think she's got a crack at being able to get her license. So I am asking to continue this for 60 days. I'm sending her a speedy trial waiver that she can get back to me. We're okay for the moment, but I'm asking for 60 days. So I figure to be on the safe side, we will start a new commencement date in December, and she's agreed to that.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, did you understand what he said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Mr. Duncanson, any objection?
No objection.
So, Ms. Martinez, just to be clear, but you have the right to a trial within 90 days of when you were arraigned, but you're willing to waive that right so that you have a little more time to try to get your license squared away, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right, then I have no problem with that. If we're bumping this out 60 days, where does that put us? Put this in January? Do we have those dates set yet?
January?
We do. January 6th and January 20.
Okay. Which is,
January 20?
okay.
Are you talking to me?
We're kind of talking to everybody, ma'am.
Okay.
Is January 20 okay with you, Mr. Whitner and Mr. Duncanson?
Yes.
Fine by me.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, is January 20 okay with you?
January 20th. At what time?
It would be at 12:45.
12:45?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. In that case.
All righty. Is that all?
It is, ma'am. Just talk to your attorney, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. So I have one more here. Not sure who it is.
Process of elimination.
I'm suspicious it might be one of Chris's.
That could very well be.
Hello? Oh, we're still connecting. Doesn't seem to be anybody attending the device. I've messaged and still no response.
Okay, well, I don't know that we need to be waiting on this then.
Okay,
Anything else?
nope, that's it.
What's going on with Peck?
The jail never came on, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna have to find out from the jail what happened. I emailed over the orders that Will had signed. I hadn't gotten a notification either that Miss Northrop had been moved. I didn't know that. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to get with the jail and
Okay.
see what we did wrong. We have Mr. White was on for arraignment and he did not appear. We have Miss Walther was on. I delayed the processing of the warrant. I told her she didn't appear, I would have you sign it. So I will print that warrant and have you sign it. So
Okay.
she will have an active bench warrant. It was ordered last session, but she called later that day and scheduled a warrant quash hearing. So I delayed it and told
Okay.
her that if she didn't appear today, it would be issued.
All right, and on White, I'm just gonna, I guess I'm gonna issue a warrant of 1,500.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, I'm gone tomorrow and Friday this week, so I don't know if you have things you need me to sign before I go.
No,
Because I
nope, I'm not gonna have anything done in
I
time.
can stop by in the morning if needed, that kind of thing.
If I have something done, I'll let you know, but not likely I'll have anything done for you by then.
Okay,
So-
Mr. Duncanson or Mr. Whitner, anything?
Nope.
Nothing else.
Okay, Killian, Duncanson, don't forget to give me that info so I can get that out to you, because I am going out to town. I want to get everything out in the mail, so
All right. Yep.
appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks all.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Actually, Lisa, you still there?
Yes,
Since I've got you still there, are we on recording still? Are we done with that?
I can stop it.
I just have a question for you that I don't think.
Sure.